image of me. In one glance you won't see my true identity. And when our eyes meet, judgments are made. Society dictates.
Welcome to your Celebrity Apprentice recap. Well, okay, so I ran out of wine, and I only drink on Sundays, nights, during Celebrity Apprentice, so that bottle lasts me a long time. I went to buy some today, and they don't sell on Sundays. So we're going with the Baileys tonight. This show is unbelievable all the way through. So I'm going to go with Team Unanimous first, get that out of the way, because I'm just going to follow what they did on the show. First of all, it opens up with Aubrey doing her anti-bullying thing, and I'm thinking to myself, whatever, girl, you have been the snarkiest, meanest person, with the exception of Lisa, all the way through this show. She is undermining Arsenio, and I gotta give Arsenio props. He may look weak in some respects, but the man has figured out how to use Aubrey. He's like, make her happy, let her do her thing, and just make peace. And she's just so negative. You remember when Lou Ferrigno got fired because he was chose the other team's picture and said they did a better job, and Mr. Trump said that was disloyal? Oh my God. Aubrey gets, Donald Trump Jr. comes in, and she slams Arsenio all over the place. She's the most disloyal team member there ever was. She slams her team members over and over and over again, and then when they win, she's like, oh, hugs everybody, let's have fun. Drink number one. Oh, God, that girl. So I could have done without the whole, oh, I was bullied, I was the most bullied person in the world. Whatever, moving on. So the task this week was Good Sam, jingle, Good Sam. I'm about done with that already. Don't use that for an advertising campaign, because I will stay away from Good Sam on that one. I personally thought Team Forte did a much better job. I thought their presentation was better. I thought Unanimous's presentation was god-awful. I don't know how they won. I really don't. But they won. So all of Aubrey's backstabbing and saying Arsenio's stupid and Arsenio's not creative and he's not a leader, all of that went for nothing because the entire boardroom was unanimous. Okay, so let's go with Unanimous. Look, I knew who was going to leave before the show started. I've known for several days, but it's fun to watch it unfold and see things. I like Clay Aiken. I think he should be in the finals. I think he's done a great job because Clay knows how to play strategically as well as being as far as creative and things. He knows how to do all that, but he also knows when to keep his mouth shut and things like that. Now, Dayana says when they're doing who's going to be a project manager, Dayana says, I would love to do it. Lisa says, okay. Clay says, sure, it's your turn. Then he says, are you sure? At no point did Lisa or Clay step up and say, look, Dayana, this is not your strong suit. I would feel better leading this. Neither one of them did that. But then throughout the task, they're like, this is not her thing. She shouldn't be telling us what to do. All right, so she gets in the van, and she starts to, want to get to work on writing jingles. And Clay, God love him, and Clay fans, there are going to be times during this recap that you're going to might want to go like this, la, 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 because you don't want to hear all of my things. I give Clay credit. When he's a snotty little prima donna type thing, at least he'll cop to it later and he'll say he's fair. Clay's fair. Maybe not as he's edited on the show, but, during tweets all night, he's like, look, Diana's a lovely person. I love her. It was just in this task I didn't love her, blah, blah, blah. All right. From the way I took it, the way I watched this show and the way it was edited, it looked to me as if Dayana was trying and they were just dismissing her right off the bat. Now I get that Dayana says weird things like, can you make it pink or yellow? But that is a translation thing. That is not, I'm stupid and I want you to make music pink. She's trying to say, can you make it brighter? Can you make it lighter? And she ascribes, I think the word is ascribes, colors to it, and it comes off sounding stupid. But it's not stupid, it's just that she doesn't have the same thing. or the ability to translate everything. And, you know, Clay's like, this is my wheelhouse, I know what's going on, and it was just, he came off just a bit on the superior side, condescending, snobby. I'm looking down my nose at you, this is my realm, you just go over there and sit. There were many times when Dayana tried to reach out and didn't get help, or didn't get that coming back at her. Now, am I saying Dayana's the best player in the world? No, I'm not. I think we don't have the slightest clue how good or bad Dayana is because of this nonstop fighting with Lisa. So Donald Trump Jr. comes in, and Dayana says, Clay's been doing a very good job with the singing and stuff, and she hasn't really finished much of what she's saying, but she gives Clay a compliment, at which point Lisa jumps in and says, and Lisa, and you should add Lisa's name in there. And Lisa starts with the snide stuff, and so Mr. Trump says, or Donald Trump Jr. says, are you finding it hard? And Lisa says, no, yes, I'm finding it very hard. Clay knows what he's doing, and she's loud. That's the truth. Lisa's loud. At which point Lisa flies off the handle. Don't say I'm loud. I'm not. Don't lie. Tell lies about it. Screaming, using foul language. But no, she's not loud. Dayana's telling the truth. Like it or not, it's the truth. And so the whole thing is just a mess. Now, at some point, they have to teach Dayana the genres of music because she doesn't know, and they find that annoying. They find it annoying. So Dayana says, Lisa, you want to sit down and write the lyrics with me? Lisa, I can't do this with you. Lisa's animosity towards Dayana drives every project. It does. And anybody who says it doesn't, I don't know. It drives every single project, and whether they do well or not, it's Lisa's absolute hatred of Dayana. I just don't think we know what Dayana's capable of and what she's not by this show because of this nonstop feud with Lisa. All right. They did a better presentation, in my opinion. We get to the boardroom, and Lisa and Dayana go at it for a very long time. And Clay, being the very strategic player he is, sits there and smiles and smirks and smiles and smirks the whole time and barely says anything and lets Lisa make an absolute idiot of herself, frankly. Lisa looked like an idiot. I don't care if Dayana didn't do anything on this task. Diana's right when she says, in business, you don't treat people the way Lisa treats people. And Lisa made it perfectly clear that she has zero respect for Dayana, and it's about her beauty, and it's always been about her beauty from the beginning, and that she's dead from the shoulders up. Look, she's not dead from the shoulders up. She couldn't be. Lisa, I'm sure, cannot learn an entire different language. And even Clay acknowledged that on Twitter today, is that, you know, look, there is something to Dayana. Most people can't do what she has done. And she has these language things. So, like Dayana or not, she is right that Lisa is crazy. So Lisa is going off at Dayana, using foul language in front of Mr. Trump, stomps out. The woman's cried more times than anybody I've seen. And then demands an apology from Dayana. Demands one. And until she apologizes, she's not going to speak to her. So unprofessional, it's ridiculous. How many times has Lisa screamed in Dayana's face, called her a bitch, called her every name under the sun, said she's stupid, said she's dead from the shoulders up, over and over and over again, and never apologized. Never once. Another one of Lisa's big complaints is that Dayana has to be front and center all the time. Look at every task. Lisa is front and center. She has to do the writing, and then she's on stage for everyone because that's where her strength lies. You know, I think that's hypocritical. Dayana never insisted on being, even when she's project manager. Did she do a lot in this task? No. Did she have the opportunity? No, because Clay and Lisa had better strengths, and frankly, they weren't going to listen to her anyhow. But I thought that Dayana came off better in the boardroom. I knew she was leaving. That's okay. At a certain point, you just throw your hands up in the air and go, this is just not going to get any better. but I think she did some major damage to Lisa on her way out the door. And what's funny to me is she leaves, she hugs them both. She has more class in her pinky finger than Lisa or Aubrey have together. She hugs them both, and then you hear Lisa go, "You're a good person." Whatever, Lisa, you called her everything bad you can think of, but I think Dayana did a lot of damage towards Lisa actually winning the game, because she made valid points in the boardroom about the way you act in business. And my 16-year-old daughter, who is a smart cookie, and one day she's going to run the world, was watching, and she said, "Mom, if this was the regular Apprentice as opposed to Celebrity Apprentice, Lisa and Aubrey would have been gone a long time ago, because you cannot run a business with people who act this way." You know, the foulness of Lisa and the absolute anger management issues she has, and then Aubrey, who cannot possibly let anybody else have an idea, has to be the center of attention. She said, "Those people would have been fired a long time ago, and they're only still on the show because it's Celebrity Apprentice, and that's it." I think my daughter's right. She's a smart one, I think. Anyhow, Dayana gets fired. Clay is smart to sit there and keep his mouth shut, but at the very end he says he agrees with Lisa. He doesn't agree with the way she delivers what she has to say, but he agrees that Dayana didn't do anything and she was more of a hindrance on this task than a help. I thought Clay came off very snobby during the first part of the show, and of course when he sat in the boardroom silently and just made faces, that was, you know, a better move for him. Some people were calling him a bully. I think you snap at a certain point, and you don't know how things are going to be edited and whatnot. I think that in order to work on the Celebrity Apprentice, you cannot have something like Lou Ferrigno's hearing problem, or Diana's, what do you call it, translation problems. She doesn't understand our culture completely. She's fairly new to it. She's absorbed a lot and learned a lot, and I think she has an extreme amount of class, and I think she's dead on about Lisa Lampanelli. I think tonight, even though she got fired, she sunk Lisa's ship as far as winning Celebrity Apprentice, because Lisa looked flat out ugly in that boardroom, and that's my personal opinion. So, Aubrey and Lisa, whew, both of them, just, hang on. What do you say? Alright, so Arsenio's still in there. Teresa's just like, you know, I'm here. I don't get it. They keep winning, so she's not going home. But, and how they win that, I don't get it. Alright. That's Celebrity Apprentice. I'm sure you all have the Clay Aiken fans are not going to like me today. I'm not saying Dayana was the best player, but I think that from the very beginning, she was hated upon by Lisa, and it hindered her from day one. And at no point did she get a chance to really show what she's made of, and because no one wanted to listen to her. And frankly, Lisa writes every single solitary thing for Team Forte and never acknowledges that when she loses, it could have anything to do with her writing. Although I did think they did better. Alright, that's Celebrity Apprentice. I'm going to go drink for a while. Bye.
The world has an image of me. In one glance you won't see my true identity. And when our eyes meet, judgments are made. Society